Hey traders, welcome back to the channel. It is Friday, April 10th. Hope you had a nice day, had some winning trades. I'm on week 2 of my practice run for my small account options day trading course. So as you know, if you've been watching any of these videos last week and then also this past week, I kept myself to trading less than $1,000 per day each day of the week, and had another winning week this week. This week was slightly less profitable than last week. Last week I had, I believe, $931 or $61 of profit, so nearly doubled the $1,000 cap in 1 week. This week I had just under $800 profit, so not quite as good, but still obviously doing really well on trading less than $1,000 per day. So yeah, that's been good. But let's get into the news today. So what a crazy week we just had, and crazy day today as well. Inflation came in hot, the ceasefire is holding by a thread, and Trump personally swooped in to rescue a tech stock from some burning wreckage, which I will elaborate on in just a few minutes. But let's get into the headlines. So the Dow slipped today about 325 points, falling to roughly 47,861. The S&P 500 barely budged, finishing down around 13 points near 6,811. The Nasdaq actually held green, up about 66 points to close near 22,888. So basically a split decision on Friday. But when you zoom out for a minute, the S&P just posted its second straight positive week after 5 weeks of straight losses. So that's a story right there, from a potential bottom to back-to-back winning weeks. So the tide may be shifting to the upside. We'll just have to wait and see about that. And now the inflation print. March CPI came in at 0.9% month over month. That sounds scary, and the headline definitely spooked some traders at the open. But here's the thing the market figured out pretty quickly. That number was almost entirely due to the war. Gasoline prices alone accounted for 3/4 of that monthly jump. And when you strip out food and energy, core CPI came in at just 0.2%, below expectations. The underlying economy, it's not collapsing. The Fed, still on hold, but not panicking. The weekend ceasefire diplomacy is officially on. U.S.-Iran talks are scheduled tonight into the weekend, and that's keeping the market cautious. The Strait of Hormuz is still largely blocked. Shipping companies are still paying a premium just to consider sending tankers through. Oil settled around $96 a barrel today, down on hopes that the talks produce something real. But nobody's calling this resolved. The ceasefire is fragile, and Wall Street knows it. So now, getting into some of the most interesting news of the day. If you've been watching this channel at all, you know that I've been speaking on open market manipulation that's been originating from various levels of the White House. It's almost like they're not even trying to hide it anymore. And today we got yet another example of it happening again. So for a bit of context before this little story, Palantir CEO Alex Karp donated $1 million to Trump's campaign in 2024. Palantir had been down 3 days in a row coming into today, and it's already off nearly 16% on the week. That's big, 16% down on the week. Why? 2 reasons. The first, big short investor Michael Burry went public saying he's been short the stock since last fall, claiming Anthropic is eating Palantir's lunch in the commercial AI space. And 2, because of broader pressure on software and AI names that aren't direct defense plays. So the stock is getting crushed, or it has been getting crushed. And then this morning, seemingly out of nowhere, Trump posts on Truth Social, quote, Palantir Technologies has proven to have great war-fighting capabilities and equipment. Just ask our enemies. And the man even put the ticker symbol in the post. So, of course, Palantir immediately reversed off its lows and added over $10 billion in market cap in about an hour. So the only question is, what is exactly the reason for that? Did Alex Karp call up Trump on the phone and say, hey, buddy, help me out. Remember when I gave you $1 million? Please, 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 I'm getting crushed. Help me out. Or did Trump and somebody in his orbit see that Palantir had already been down and spot a really golden opportunity, saying, hey, let's jump in long right here, and then send a tweet and we're golden. We're making tons of money instantly. It could have been a combination of both. It could have been that Karp called up Trump on the phone. Trump might have not even known anything about it, and then once he got the phone call, he might have sensed, oh, here's an opportunity. Let me get in right now long and then make my tweet and make my money. Who knows? But all I'm saying is that the manipulation should be fairly obvious to anybody paying attention. So that happened today. Classic 2026 market psychology. One tweet, one post, one headline can flip everything on its head in real time. Burry says he's still short. Trump says buy. The battlefield isn't just in the Middle East, it's in your brokerage account every single day. So we've got bank earnings kicking off next week. Goldman Sachs on Monday, JP Morgan and Wells Fargo on Tuesday. So I'll be back on Monday to break it all down. Be nimble, keep your head on a swivel. You know, you can go long one day and go short the next. Yesterday and today is a perfect example of that for me. I went long yesterday on IWM and made about $400 and some dollars. Went short on IWM today and made about $80. So it's just up, down. You know, trade the chart. Don't trade the news, trade the chart. It's like I sound like a broken record. I know that, but it's literally what I do every single day. Obviously, I pay attention to the news and I listen to the news, but I always make my actual decisions based on what I'm seeing right in front of me on the chart at any minute. So that's it for today. Have a nice weekend. See you on Monday. Bye-bye, everybody.